Good morning, soon to be afternoon on Monday, the 3rd of January 2022. Excuse me. So here I am waiting, late catch-uppers. I suppose if you're catching up, you are late, but you know, I don't like to say you're late. It just means you're not in the live, because it's never too late to join a movement snack. You're either in it live or you're not. Anytime counts. And if you scroll back through this group, you will, crikey, find over 2,000 videos now. We're into year 2 of this mission. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's say hello to people arriving. Oh, birthday girl's in. All right, Miss P. I'm going to keep saying it, Chris. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Chris. Good morning, soon to be afternoon, Ken. I want to say hello to Linda. I think that's a new name on the screen, which is marvellous. And I think, Linda, you've just cast a vote on one of our polls from a while ago, so thank you for that. Ken is reporting wet and windy. If you are new, I don't know if you tuned into one of these before, Linda. This is the preamble and it lasts about 5 minutes maximum. And at noon we get cracking with the movement snack, of which I have a bit of a specific theme going this week. That said, I mean, probably most of the movements that I'm going to include in today's movement snack we've done before at some time. I'm just going to give it a different spin, a different slant, because all moving parts and supporting parts are in our day for a whole raft of reasons and activities and tasks. I'm going to be speaking more this week. So all of the other activities still apply, of course, and all of these moves will be in lots of them. But I'm gonna crowbar in some additional information of interest around a specific task of getting up from the floor and getting down onto the floor, of course, which includes things like having a bath, I suppose, getting in and out of the bath. Defrosting a freezer quite often requires a bit of a one knee or a two kneer. Looking under the sofa or the bed for lost socks and pens and items require us to get onto the floor. Whole host of reasons. Maybe you have a giant jigsaw on a floor-based rug. Floor-based, where else would you put a rug? Oh, some people put rugs on the walls. Anyway, just a spin, just a slant, just an extra bit of information. And just to say, if you do have one of our calendars, either this year's or last, there is a whole page on. There's a link to some resources down the bottom here, all credible, all good stuff, quality stuff, evidence-based stuff, and a bit of a suggestion of how you might want to get down and up. Anyway. Thanks, Mum. Yeah, we talk about these kind of things quite a lot, don't we, Mum? You and I, and Dad as well. Good morning, soon to be afternoon. Doris, all right, Carolyn, blue skies here, but chilly and breezy, looks cheerful. Having a sleepover, waiting for Stanley to arrive. He's having a sleepover. This is baby Stanley, not grown-up adult Stanley. Anyway, so if you do have one of our active calendars, you might want to check out that. This isn't exclusively about getting down and up from floor. It's just that all of the moves that I've included, in fact, the whole of this week, they will apply to many tasks. But I'm gonna shine a light on the critical skill, the vital skill of getting up from floor. What are you talking about, Carol? I'm still hoovering glitter up. Is that from your glitter ball, Carol? Is that from your Strictly evenings? Glitter, oh my goodness. You will, round about June time, Carol. I think the last flutter of glitter would have disappeared up your hoover. Try saying that with your movement snacking teeth in. The last flutter of glitter disappearing up your hoover. Go on, say it really quick. Just that amused my mind, you know what I'm like. So I'll just see, I think my list might be a bit long. I might have to curtail this a bit. I'll carry some of them over to tomorrow, not literally. So all noon days this week, I'm going to shine a light on this task. Good, DS is in. Hey, yep, I was just saying DS. I'm going to shine a light this week, in addition to regular tasks on getting up from floor. Where are you? Services on my way to Falkirk. All right, Kathy. Morning, afternoon, almost there. Are we there? I'm clockless, timeless, watchless. So, seated and standing options still apply. I'm not going to be physically, not today anyway, getting down and up from floor. But all the moves involved in today will in some way contribute to the success of this task. Plus many others. So the usual one of these might come in handy as well, bit of a tea towel. Usual rules apply. They're not really rules, they're just common sense. Have a look at the movement, have a go in sit or stand. Thank you, Sandra, for the 3, 2, 1, kicking me on. Make the right decisions for you. Remember, you can see me, I can't see you. So this is a menu of suggestions and thoughts to contribute positively to all of your activities of daily living. It's just that this week I'm going to shine an extra light, turn the light on, getting down and up from floor. Ready? Okay, here we go. Starting with, as we always do, circulation boosting in sit or stand. Here are your standing prompts. Have some fixed firm support close to hand. I've got a wall here, I've got a solid bench here. Pick your place. You might want this to the side of you for some extra fingertip touch, or you might want it in the front of you. Seated prompts are going to be coming in a nanosecond. For now, get your balance before you start, feet hip width, a little bit more active, go. Get going. Start steady, stay steady, or you might prefer a wandering circ boost, which just means you go off for a wander, tidy up your fruit bowl and come back. The main aim, the primary aim of this circ boost is to do that, to boost the circulation, and you get 3 of those from us across the whole day with the movement snacking team. But of course, the idea is you crowbar in some extras as well. Especially this week, even more so this week, extra attention to feet and toes. And with relevance to the skill of getting down and up from floor, you are really going to need your foot mobility, not just the ankle, the actual feet and toes. So crowbarring extra toe hinge work there, and also extra mindful shoulders. Primary aim is to boost circulation, so you're going to get the requirement to take deeper breaths. Yes, we want that, but even more focus on shoulder range, especially that back end one. Especially, we're going to need that kind of range of motion to help with getting up and down from floor for the tasks I've already mentioned. Keep going, keep ticking along on that standing. Stay steady. It doesn't go into moderate or vigorous. It's just really steady, as we do here in sit. Active sit. Anchor your buttocks, feed the weight even across your buttocks, and then get going again. All right, so the tendency perhaps is to keep the arm fairly forward and to neglect that back ender. And when we are talking about the moving parts and supporting parts required, we need shoulders to move, especially back there. All right, if you are on your legs at any point in your day, you might have decided to sit for whatever reason, but get the hips and legs going wherever you can. And again, more toe hinges, especially this week. Keep the feet low if you go for the foot off. Keep the knees low, especially in seated, and then build it with other moving parts. It might look like 2 legs and 1 arm. You might just have 2 arms. You might alternate between one and the other. This steady, consistent activity will have the effect almost immediate, of gradually lifting the heart rate. We want this, and there, because we've got more parts moving, the muscles are going to want some oxygen, as will the brain, obviously. And that's it, that's the circ boost, that's that flurry of activity that will just give us that little boost to the circulatory system. So beneficial for all of us. No one is exempt from these benefits. All right, deeper breaths, folks. Enjoy it. So really get right to the base of those lungs. Okie dokes. I'm going to start with some wrist activities. And if we're talking about pushing up from floor or pushing objects or carrying or pulling, we need wrists to A, to move, and B, to be strong and to be able to maintain kind of firmness for grips. So two things, we're going to take some mobility and then we're going to add some kind of loading, graded. So palms together and just take some press side to side. So this is about moving wrists. You can do this in sit or stand, you can change direction here as well. If it might not be comfortable to put both hands flat together, or you might not have as much function on one arm, so just take the wrist movements here, front to back, up and down, side to side. I'm not going for a circle here, not just yet, not today anyway. It's just an up and a down, and you might want to add some extra easing, nothing forced, just kind of finding your way around that flex and that extend. We need wrists to move. Then we're going to move into some activities that are going to put some load, some pressure through the hands, and therefore it's going to go through the shoulders and the shoulder blades as well, isn't it? A couple of ways we can do this. We can park up at a wall and go for just flat hands there. Just maintain a bit of an angle and then just take one hand away and then the other, like so. There. So can you see my hand is kind of flat like that. And if that's not comfortable, then more work on that mobility. The other place you can do this is on a table. Hands directly under the shoulders. Bit of a hip hinge here, folks. This will give you more load, won't it, than the wall, because I've got the hands here. So then you can take your lizards in the sand again. So pick one off and the other. And it's important to note here that I'm maintaining that hip hinge and that knee bend, so my supporting parts are also involved. In sit. Lifted, not on a slump, finding that hip hinge, and we're going to lean forwards, hip hinge into the wrists here, and then come back. There, so there I can press down and I'll get more weight through the wrists there, so you can walk out and back. And it's up to you, when you get to here, you can add some extra push. And it may be that just crowbarring these types of movements in throughout your day is at least going to prepare the wrists for pushing up from bed, pushing up from floor, pushing out of the bath, for example. Okay, there's other wristy things to come later this week. Those just to get you in the zone, get you excited about this. Second movement, butterfly poses. We've done these many times before. If you think about all the movements we need to mobilise in bed, to turn, to roll, to sit up, to adjust pillows, that's all trunk and shoulders, and that directly applies if we need to get all the way down and up from floor as well. So just putting a couple of these, you can never go wrong with some back of shoulder rolls, especially if you've been a bit flexed and bendy forwards in the day. And then take some single butterfly poses, as in single wings in two directions, over the head and then also back of the hip. So you might want to go around the houses on that, on left, on right, and then front to back. And then as and when you're ready, put in the doubles, here and here. Performed in sit or stand, you choose. If you're going to do it in stand, you've got some extra balance in the mix there, wide stance. Note here, when I take these butterfly poses, that's just my name for them. The head doesn't move, and that's because you've got, or I happen to have, okay range of motion around shoulders and shoulder blades, there and there. If we're rolling on floor, we're rolling in bed, we need freely moving shoulders. So prepare these moving parts for these activities. Right, ready? Third movement in the movement snack today. It's a leggy one. I'm going to give you a seated and standing option. It's a critical one, using external support. So I'm not looking to challenge the balance for this. It's just to rehearse the hip and feet movements. We've done it so many times before with reference to walking and slopes and stairs. But here I'm going to give it, shine the light on how it can benefit to help the skill getting up from floor. So I'm going to take a forward step very clearly, heel strike first. Oh crikey, you've lost my feet. I think you know what my feet are doing there. And then it's the back foot I want you to take most notice of. The heel stays up, but my weight is even across both feet. And then I'm going to return. Maybe I'll do it this way. Can you see my feet now? So a bigger stride as you're comfortable with, press the heel up, but stay there, and then just feel the weight is even across both feet. This is significant. Foot is flat in the front end, there. Foot is flat in the front end there, but heel is up at the back end. And then here, walls are great for this. You can explore a knee bend in that different foot position. This is really significant with regards to pushing down and up from floor. So finding your feet, finding how you can get the weight across both feet, and then it's a knee bend, small as you like. Turn side this way again. There, heel is up. It's a straight down and a straight up, and just start to explore how that feels with your feet in different position, because when you're pushing up from floor, that's exactly the position your feet are going to be in. All right, now seated options for this. To a certain extent, we can still skill up the feet. And the knees also. So a couple of options here, and all things start with improving movement and range of motion. So just moving your parts, moving your moving parts, which is what movement snacking is all about here. So in chair, if legs are involved, bring the feet back, press the heels to the floor, and then rehearse your heel raises. Here, you need ankles, and what this will do is certainly help skill up your feet, your toe movements required. Other things you can do in a chair, have a hip walk forward. If you're hip walking forward in preparation to stand, you can also rehearse leg back. Okay, ball of foot behind. So rehearsing the movement of bending the knee with support and control. There, so you get the knees ready. Right, while I'm here in seated, I'm going to repeat one of the moves I did in yesterday's noonday, I think, which is the lower to elbow. We've got wrists are back in the mix here again, but we're also getting the supporting parts ready to support the body weight to push up. So there's my, can you see my kind of flat straight back position? I'm going to keep that. I'm going to hinge and go elbow, and then I'm going to push up, single arm and then the other. Come down again, and then push up on the other hand. So I've got I'm starting, can you see, you're starting to push your own body weight. And if that feels like too much, then you can just go for the double whammy. Be mindful that you haven't gone for the bend, that you're keeping lifted and tall at the hips. This supporting trunk, I've mentioned many times before, you can't fire a cannon from a canoe. So if you're a floppy sack in the middle, you're not going to be able to generate that force and that control. So, and these are, hopefully you feel, are relatively non-complex things that you can actually crowbar across your whole day. Consider movement as a skill, and skills require practice. Right, what else have we got? Enough of that, Townie, shut up. Now on the subject of this then, I'm going into functional bend. Bending and hip hinging. So this is talking about getting down to the floor to get that stuff that's stuck under the sofa or defrost your freezer and all those kinds of things. So if you've worked on that supported elbow, why not go the extra mile and then go for the functional reach, hand to floor? And you could over time look to build that from fingertips to flat hand, perhaps. It's going to take time, don't force it. We're all going to be in different starting points, so hopefully there's something here for everyone. Go for fingertips, go for flat hand, and then come back. Slow and control, keeping that head and that chest lifted, just one or two of those, not loads and loads. In stand, using some external support again or not, whichever you're comfortable with, so you can have support to the side, you can rehearse your supported knee bend, you can still do the elbow here. If I turn sideways so you can see. There's the knee bend, there's the flat back, there's the elbow, touch, hand, push the hips through to stand. Not loads and loads, just maybe go back and have a look at this video and just go through bit by bit. There's the knee bend, there's the hand, elbow, touch, hand, push through your buttocks. And then the last one, what's this? From back stride to knee. Okay, one more. How are we doing for time? One more. We are going to need a bit of knee raise. It's going to be need extra range around the hips. Now, if you are in standing, walls are great for this. So you can put your hands on the wall to really remove the balance challenge and focus on finding your knees ups. Just level with hips, if comfortable. And if not comfortable, you just lift to within your comfortable range of motion. So feeling your way, bit by bit, bit by bit. There you go, same on the other side. We're going to need some knees ups. Now in seated, your knees are already up, if you think about it. They're already here. So I'm going to suggest something different that isn't about knees ups, but is about, excuse me, is about trunk and trunk mobility. We've done this one before also. We're going to take a side bend to one direction, a turn to the other, and then extra shoulders on the other. So you're skilling up, getting the trunk ready for all of the manoeuvring required to roll, turn and push. Right, recap. There's a lot there. We had wrist mobility, and then what I call the wrist loading. And the wrist loading can be done on the wall, like so, there, or can be done on a table, there. Make sure the hands are directly under the shoulders, as opposed to forward. So there, lift and lift. Getting ready, wrists, moving wrists and supporting wrists. Second one was butterfly poses. Getting shoulders and shoulder blades ready. That could be doubles or singles in sit or in stand, whichever you prefer. Third one was the stride, the heel up, stay there with a little tester of knee bend. And the key aim here is to have the equal weight across both feet, but the back foot is up. Can you see? Fourth one was our hip hinging to floor, with or without support, or it might just nudge up, whichever you're comfortable with. So it's the hip hinge, it's the hand, elbow, touch, hand, push. And when you come up, folks, from here, go for a extra squeeze through the front of the hips. And it was the same in sit, from upright posture, elbow, touch, or flat hand if you're comfortable. And then we had, got it in a different order, knees ups. Extra ones in seated, whether get your feet ready or your step backs to get your knee bend ready. Not loads and loads, just 4 or 5, comfortable. And then our last one was knees ups, here. Finding your hips, finding your hip ranges. We're going to need quite big ranges of motion to comfortably, successfully get down and up from floor. If you prefer, or you think you need more trunky movements, then go for the bend, the turn, and the reach. That's it. Okay. So, slightly different theme. I did say I was going to shine a light on this activity here. So I'm going to be talking about this, all of the noons. So, however, all of those movements you've just seen today are in so many other tasks, but if we can get those right, this task will become easier, will take less effort and energy, and will confidence goes through the roof. Right, okay, thank you for your comments, Super G and others. I will see you tomorrow, same time, different set of moves, still shining a light on this task plus others. You will be with Kelsey on a new sway today at 4, so let's all skedaddle around to her, see you there. Thanks, Linda, very much. Linda, just to say, this is a kind of a bit of a themed week this week. So yeah, stick with us. The noons are fairly variable, shall we say. Hopefully there was something there for you and something there for everyone. Right, yo, folks. Hello, Pat. Good to see you and happy birthday for yesterday. All right, folks. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.